The former president of the Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte, is in custody in the Netherlands after the International Criminal Court issued a warrant for his arrest, accusing him of crimes against humanity. After arriving on a flight from Manila, the 79-year-old was transferred to a detention unit in The Hague. Mr. Duterte has been detained in connection with a series of anti-drug crackdowns he oversaw between 2011 and 2019, first as a mayor and then as the country's leader.
In issuing the warrant, the judges have found reasonable grounds to believe that Mr. Duterte has committed the crime of murder.
Pro-Duterte supporters gathered outside the detention centre on the Dutch coast to protest the former president's arrest. They argue the ICC warrant is invalid. In the Philippines, the families of those killed during Mr. Duterte's war on drugs are now hoping for justice.
Duterte was able to get due process, but when my child was killed, there was no due process. He sleeps in a nice bed, while my child is rotting at the cemetery. It's been 8 years, almost 9 years, since my son became the victim of Duterte's war on drugs.
I've told the police and military to do their jobs and that I will take responsibility. This is all because of what happened, and I've never avoided the law enforcement or military issues. I've said I will protect you, and I will take responsibility for everything. There will be legal proceedings, but I will continue to serve the country.
That was Rodrigo Duterte speaking on his way to the Netherlands. His war on drugs defined his presidency. More than 6,000 people were killed during anti-drugs operations, according to an official government count. But some estimates put the death toll as high as 30,000 people, including small-time drug dealers and those from slums who were killed without trial between 2016 and 2019. The former leader is accused of creating, funding and arming death squads during his crackdowns. The arrest marks a stunning turnaround for Mr. Duterte, whose family forged an alliance with the current president, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., before they fell out.
This is the first case, I think, that is going to deal with a situation that is not from sort of war or election-related violence. This is basically about extrajudicial killings within the so-called drug war. So it's basically about a president ordering its forces to sort of clean up the streets from alleged narco-traffickers, which led to thousands of civilian deaths.
Mr. Duterte will be kept in detention until his initial appearance before an ICC judge. He could become the first Asian former head of state to go on trial in The Hague. While the Philippines is no longer a member of the court, the alleged crimes happened before it withdrew from the body. Other world leaders are subject to ICC arrest warrants, including the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Russian President Vladimir Putin.
To see the Philippine government choose to hand over Duterte like this is very significant. And I hope that other governments around the world take their cue from the decisions and the actions that we've seen unfold at Manila's airport.